what's up, AJ? How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up, my boy? How we doing today?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just trying to, get through the day. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I just had a mishap, but I'm gonna be okay. Uh, we gonna make it work. All right, man. Let me say this because this got us going. Hey, all right, man. We starting off the week, man. Right? We had basically a clash of two state championships teams. It doesn't happen too often, especially when we're talking about here in Central Florida. But we had a game, and tell the people what you saw out there.
All right, yeah. So last week we had Chaminade versus Seminole. Chaminade took the trip up north to come to Central Florida. When you look at the Chaminade program, it's a team that won the state championship in 2019, lost the state championship last year, 22-25. So the program is a winning program. When you look at Seminole, Seminole had a 17-game winning streak before Friday, and they had won 31 out of the last 32 games. So you're looking at two programs who are used to winning. Chaminade ended up getting a victory 26-23. It was a very, very good competitive game. They were led by their sophomore running back, Davion Gauss. The young man is an absolute stud. I expect to hear his name quite often in the near future as one of the top running back prospects from the state. He ended up the game with 30 carries, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he was a grown man. And he's about 5'11", 210. Like,
Oh, so
he's
you're a grown
ready.
man already, right?
He is ready for college.
Right.
Like, he's ready. But their defense is loaded. Obviously, they got Kenyatta Jackson Jr., Ryan Turner, Brian Dilworth, Jamal Johnson. They just got a ton of Power 5 players on defense, which I expected them to show up. And when they needed to, that's exactly what they did. The reason why Seminole lost the game, in my opinion, was because they did not execute as well in the red zone. Seminole defense played great football for most parts, but I can recall 2 red zone possessions where they walked away with no points. So when you lose a game by 3 and you get down there and you're not able to generate points, that's normally the tail of the tape.
Yeah, well, hey man, they had a loss, so they probably wouldn't be one to, we can't give nobody a player of the week. This is one of those situations where it's not normally like that, but since the game of the week was an out of town team, it's like that. So the question I'd have for you, give me some highlights from some of the players of Seminole who did well.
Okay, so when we look at Seminole on offense, Darius Lawrence Goldie, he ended up having a touchdown catch and 2 2-point conversion run-ins from the quarterback position. Lucas Fonseca, he's a linebacker, number 33, old school type player. He had several big hits, also had an interception. Cam Moore had a fumble return. He got tackled at the 1-yard line.
Did they score on that one?
They ended up scoring on that possession. And
Yeah, but he got to
he
get in
got
for
to
that one.
get in. And I'll be
Yeah.
honest, it looked like he pulled up a little bit at the 5, thinking that,
Nobody was behind him.
yeah. But the boys played well. It was a great game. They just fell up. They fell short in the red zone.
Hey, well, with that being said, hey man, nobody can't say we ain't equal opportunities, man, because our player of the week is Davion Gauze, the grown man. If anybody that can run like that against Seminole, he got to be legit.
He's legit.
I don't even know the kid. I didn't see the game highlights, but I mean, if he had the numbers you're talking about, he got to be legit. And then just being from Central Florida, starting as a sophomore, I mean, being from down south, starting as a sophomore, he's legit.
Oh yeah,
So
they
that,
they in a couple of the football groups we in, they let it be known that the young man has been doing this thing since Little League. So
right.
they people know who he is. They know.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, that's good stuff. All right, with that being said, man, this week picks for the weeks. What we got? What games we doing?
Games. We're gonna look at 6 games. So we got some good ones this week. We'll look at Jones visiting Mainland. Jones is 4-2. Mainland is 2-3. That was a game that was circled on the calendar preseason. It was a
Yeah.
matchup we wanted to look at. I like Jones to go on the road and come away with that victory.
All right, and let's make sure that we're clear. That probably would have been the game of the week, but
Absolutely.
neither one of us wanted to drive that far out. So let's just make sure this is clear. I couldn't drive, and
I wouldn't
AJ,
say that. I just,
was
I
that is that
mean, I
is that
just,
game Friday or Thursday?
it's Thursday. I just expected, I'll be honest, I expected a more competitive record from Mainland, to be
Yeah.
honest. And
If they was
yeah,
more
I'm just,
competitive,
if
you'd
I'm
be
being
yeah.
honest. Yeah, if
If
it
they were
was,
more competitive, you'd make the ride.
absolutely.
Got you. Well, then, with that being said, you know, I'm gonna go
Don't
with
just pick the
I'm gonna
pick.
go.
Pick who you
Uh,
gonna pick.
hey man, look, man, you just getting tired of me winning.
Yeah, bro, because this is ridiculous. So let's go back. For the record, on my game of the week's pick, people, I'm 3-3, right? 3-3, but it just seems so bad because I got a couple gimmies with the Olympian Osceola.
Hold
I'm gonna
on.
take it. I'm taking it.
Hold on,
Um,
man. Hold on. I just got a PJ Smith just said Jones is off. So we that is not this week. Jones is off.
oh, that's even better then.
Yeah, Jones,
So
but
no
that
Jones.
no Jones. So
Okay,
all
okay.
right. So who the PJ Jones is off. So we got it. So that don't even count. But I'm glad we went
Well,
through
yeah,
it. So
I'm glad PJ saved me on that one. So they must play next week then. So then we'll look at Apopka going on the road to play Lakeland.
eh,
Apopka's
let-
4-1.
first off, we can't move that fast only because shout out to PJ. His son Jabari got his first offer from
Respect.
FAU. So a big shout out. One that definitely. Now I don't think it's up for argument. Like him and another little kid are easily the two best slot receivers in the area.
I definitely think
So I
he
don't think
is.
we can argue. We don't have to argue that. And
Right.
and definitely, and honestly, they're in the top four receivers in the area. So big shout out to him. Congratulations. But all right, so now who we going with?
Yeah. My bad. Big shout out to Jabari. When Jones really need a third down, that's who they throwing the ball to. But
Gotcha.
anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Games of the week. We'll look at Apopka going on the road to go challenge Lakeland. You got two teams at 4-1. I know the environment in Lakeland is probably going to be crazy. Um, I'm not totally in love with the efficiency of Apopka's offense. Therefore, I'm gonna go pick Lakeland to take the victory at home.
And who you with APK. I'm winning this thing, so I think I'm gonna go ahead because because before I went against APK and the parents, the moms, but I don't care nothing about the moms. But I need to know, is Frazier playing? That's the question I got.
That's a good
If
question.
if Frazier's playing, I'm definitely APK. If he's not playing, I just can't see it. Lakeland is a very good team. They always got talent over there. Um, you know, and so just because I don't know if Frazier's playing, I'm gonna go with Lakeland and it's on the road, right? They got to go to Lakeland.
They got to go to Lakeland.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lakeland. I'm gonna definitely go with Lakeland. Who we
Okay.
got next up?
Next up, we have Boone versus West Orange, another matchup of two 4-1 teams. Boone, obviously they're led by Ja'Cory Thomas at safety, athlete. They also have Aiden Mizell at receiver, good quarterback, and Casey St. John. I
Casey
love
Winston.
Boone, but I think West Orange is starting to hit a stride. They rolling. They got a nice win last week. Over DP, 45-7, and they're at home. So I'm gonna go with West Orange to get the victory at the crib.
Well, West Orange is on the road.
But they
Just
had the
FYI.
road.
Yeah, they're on the road to
You
Boone.
tripping this week, man?
I can't.
I'm still going West Orange on the road. I'm still going West Orange.
Well, it don't matter with me because I can't. I got to recuse myself from that pick
Yeah,
because
you
my
can't
son
pick.
play over
Yeah,
there.
you can't pick.
So, but I can say that it'll be a good game. I love what Casey St. John is doing. I love their offense, man. They coming down here I formation. They forcing you to be one on one with their wide receiver, and that's what any wide receiver would love. I'm pretty sure my son would love to get some one on one action so he can really show who he is. but unfortunately, it ain't been like that, and I'm sure Gibby would love that as well. But they're going I formation. They're not going spread. They forcing you to put 8 9 in the box, and now we're gonna go up top. Now we're gonna hit you with this bubble. Now we're gonna hit you with this now pass. Now we hit you with this go. So Andy's doing a really good job of play calling for those guys. So I think it'll be an entertaining game. I really, like I said, it could go either way in my opinion because I think the play calling for Boone is exceptional.
I do
But
too.
West Orange has a pretty good defense. They've been doing a great job, on defense. So it'll be interesting to see. But we'll dang sure see tomorrow. All
Yep.
right, who we got next?
Next up, we have Edgewater versus Winter Park.
Oh, okay.
Edgewater 5-1. Winter Park also 5-1. Winter Park is a surprise team, in my opinion. I don't think many people expected them to be 5-1, but they are very competitive. Their only loss was to an undefeated Lake Mary team. But at the end of the day, I just think Edgewater is a very good team, well coached, and they're gonna give the ball to the best running back in the state, and they're gonna go win.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I love Winter Park, we got dudes over there we know real well. Uh, but the reality is they ain't really played nobody. The victory.
That's true.
So Edgewater is a little more battle tested. Once again, you're gonna have that monster coming down, and then they do have Conley, and then like the sophomore wide receiver as well.
Mr.
More
Bates,
importantly, the thing I like about Edgewater is their defense. Like the more I watch their defense, they flying around, they hitting, they doing what they supposed to do.
very
That's
underrated.
that, yeah, very underrated. So, big shout out to Keelan Smith, linebacker. He's done a great. And then also your boy that went to Miami, his little brother, that's a sophomore. He's gonna be a problem. Uh,
Troutman, yeah,
yeah,
little
he's gonna be a
Troutman.
problem. So,
And
so
one time, one more thing. They got a linebacker that is playing center, number 53. I'm not sure the young man name, but I just want to give him much
yeah,
respect because the dude gets it done, and
no,
he's
no doubt.
clearly undersized. He's a linebacker that's playing center, and I just wanted to pay respects to the damn
No
man.
doubt, he's definitely taking one for the team. Also, I would have been remiss not to mention Winston Griffin, who was one of our
Oh
players. He
yeah,
was
Winston.
very dominant, in a game, and that's what if you are an elite player, that's what you should look like. You know what I'm saying? If
Yep,
you're an elite player, that's what it should look like. So I look forward to seeing, what, because he pretty much single handedly helped win that game against Apopka.
yep.
And so kids, when you're out there, if you're elite, especially on defense, are you a difference
So
maker on defense? So that's that. So who else we got?
next, We have the game that I'll be going to. It's gonna be Coco versus Dr. Phillips. Coco 3-1, Dr. Phillips 2-4. I like Coco to come to Orlando and get the victory. But one thing I do want to say is I want to give I'm talking about so much respect to Dr. Phillips because they ain't ducking nobody. And when I say they playing everybody in our top 10, I think we talked about it yesterday, and they're playing 6 out of the 10 teams in our top 10. So I respect them for that, but I do think they're gonna take a lump come Thursday, Coco.
Let's see. Yeah, the big thing is they're gonna get smashed Thursday. Coco is another team who doesn't. They haven't. They definitely have probably played a tougher schedule than DP. DP, I give a shout out to because Coco kind of has to do it because of they're like 3 or 4A or whatever the case may be.
Right.
DP doesn't have to go out there and schedule all those monsters, and Coach Wells did a good job of that. I know it's not going the way they want, but when I watch DP, the thing that I see is their offensive line and defensive line is not up to par. It's just that simple. And they may have a piece here, a piece there, but I'm used to DP being very dominant on the offensive line. I mean, that's been and on the defensive line, that's been their staple for ever since I've been here in Central Florida. They've always like yeah, they had athletes, but they always had good line play. So and then honestly, the linemen don't get credit in Central Florida. They don't get credit in college. They don't get credit in the pros. But you can't do nothing without the linemen. I mean that
Right.
they're the most important piece. So shout out to Coach Wells, and those guys, because they've been the standard bearer for a long time. Everybody might want to get them now because if I know Coach Wells like I know Coach Wells, you ain't gonna be able to get him like that, coming up. All right,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely Coco. I'm not even trying to act like I'm doing nothing else.
All
All right.
right, cool. And then one last game we got a battle of undefeated teams. Rockledge 6-0 versus Satellite 6-0. One thing I can say about Satellite, I know they're going to be disciplined.
Oh, no doubt.
Um, Rockledge is impressive because Travion Green, their quarterback, I think he's still hurt. I didn't see him in any stats last week. I even seen Ryan Black attempted a couple passes. Even though the odds are stacked against them without them having their quarterback, they're still finding a way to win. They put up 41 points last week, and I don't think they blow Satellite out, but I do think Rockledge will win that game.
Man, and I might be wrong. So I'll go back to why I might be wrong. But yeah, I like Satellite Beach. They're very disciplined. They got a nice wide receiver. Can't think of his name, but I used to know him. He used to play AAU, and I met him up in Arkansas. Real nice receiver. I like him a lot. Can run, can flat out run. Uh, but I just like Rockledge defense, man. It has to be amazing because they held Deerfield Beach to 6 points. I mean, to no points. And Deerfield Beach the week before scored 63. And like I tell people, do you know how hard it is to score 63 points in a high school football game? Because
Yeah.
everybody, you got running clocks and all that other stuff. So it's like kind of almost like when people argue about a dude scoring 70. If you score 70 in the YMCA league, you good.
I
You know,
I think Deerfield scored 69 and they
yeah.
had 63 by halftime. They had 63 in the second quarter.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot, So I mean, that's a good thing. And I may be wrong, AJ. That game may be at that game may be at West Orange because I just got a email from one of the scouts saying that they're gonna be at the game. So yeah, that's Eddie Combs. Yeah, Eddie Combs. That's his name.
Oh yeah, he's
Eddie.
a junior, number
Yeah, he's a
3.
junior. I
Oh, he
like
the
Eddie a lot.
truth.
Yeah, I like
Eddie the
Eddie a lot.
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good
Uh,
kid.
yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that shakes off. But that game, man, let me check that real quick because I might be off. So I apologize if I get everybody, going to the wrong
Talking
spot.
about West Orange? Yeah, West
Yeah,
Orange at home versus Boone.
yeah, they at home. So man, here it is. I'd have been in the wrong place,
Yeah, that
and I'm
would have been
supposed to
a
know. But
Boone.
yeah, my. So anyway, so it is West Orange. So hey, right. So hey, that definitely makes a difference. All right, so who you got?
Game of the week.
Oh yeah.
Oh
All
no,
right.
so
So
who you got though? You say you got Rockledge
Rockledge.
or
Gotta
Satellite?
have Rockledge. I like Rockledge
Okay.
defense. I mean, I like Eddie and those boys, but I mean, they defense is, I mean, like if you hold, like I said, I'm pretty sure Deerfield Beach got better athletes than Satellite Beach. I'm
Safe
willing to
to
put money.
say,
I'm
yeah.
willing to put money on that. So even though I don't
AJ
know,
Jenkins Jr.
yeah,
down there.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
safe to say that.
But for them to say that is kind of crazy. But since we'll wait to do our game of the week pick because you want to do it now, we can do it now. Game of the
You
week,
good now?
late Wedemere Prep versus Lake Highland. We wanted to make sure that we showed a little love to the private schools on here. We've had a few people that said why they don't get no love. So we're gonna give them love. Lake Highland, they're and Lee from by the way, Lee from says that Rockledge quarterback Trayvon is still down. Which but I still like their
I
defense.
still like him
Yeah,
though.
that
I like the team.
their defense is what is a reason I'm going with them. But hope and we got to say a prayer for Trayvon. Hope he gets well for
Yeah,
certain.
man.
But man, it's going to be interesting, to watch Windermere Prep and Lake Highland. Windermere Prep, is probably not as loaded as they have been. Lake Highland Prep is probably going to win. They're going to at least probably make it to the Final Four, the championship of the private school, league that they're in. So it's going to be interesting. I like Lake Highland. They have the Ware boys over there that's doing a tremendous job. They have
Cam
Lil
Mello.
Gummer. They got Lil Gummer that's doing his thing.
See?
Joey McCann's back at quarterback, which seems like for the 30th year. It's like he's been in school for a long time. But so they got a really good team. Coach Bullock does a tremendous job of coaching those boys over there. So Windermere Prep is down. I think they're 2-4. So I
Yep.
would definitely go with Lake Highland.
Yep. You got Lake Highland undefeated at 5-0. Windermere Prep 2-4. Like you mentioned, Cam and Mello, the Ware boys. Then you got Solomon Miller, One of the best athletes on the field. Logan
Definitely one of the
Jones.
fastest.
Yeah, yeah. Then you got Logan Jones at D end, just very disruptive. And Makai Campbell at safety. We don't want to forget Makai.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
have at least Lake Highland has at least right now 5 to 10 guys that will be playing college football somewhere.
Yeah,
Where I don't know, but they'll be playing somewhere. So
shout
when
out
you're
to
looking at that level, they loaded.
Little Nix. He's what ninth grade. So
Yep.
shout out to him out there as well. Uh, but yeah, so they low. Let's go. Let's get on what we're gonna do next. Get on the weekly rankings. Let me get that. We're gonna share my screen so that we could we could do this real quick. All
See
right.
what
So
you got.
let me put this on here. Oh, I got a little flashback or something. Hold on. Remove. Let me check that out. That ain't look good. Hold on.
Some get back.
Yeah, that's that. That don't look good. Like, hey, they must not want us to share this thing. That didn't look good at all. So hold on, let me try something else. Let me try something else. We're gonna see one more time if it works. All right, yeah, this is gonna be much better.
There we go.
All right, so there we go. So hey, let's start off with week 10. You got APK. They are 4-1.
Correct.
Not
Mhm.
correct. So they this week have Lakeland. Then I guess they're basically getting ready for at some point they're gonna have to play a Koi to see who's gonna win that district. And that's going to be a big game because no matter what happens, pretty much at this point, uh, their district, both of those guys are probably going to be undefeated in their district play.
Right.
So no, so even if they lose to someone else, it don't matter. It's gonna, the district is gonna be decided when they play each other. It's probably gonna be on a Monday night because they're gonna make that game up. Akoi is gonna be making up a game this Monday against West Orange. So we'll move on to Akoi unless you want to say something about Apaka.
No, it's just a Apopka. Obviously, people see them going down in the rankings. They took a loss the week before last to Edgewater, and then last week they was in a battle with Evans, and not to downplay the Evans, but it's just a team that Apopka shouldn't have struggled with. They ended up winning 20-6, but it was a lot closer than the score, so therefore we have them at 10. And
Yeah, they should have. The reason being as well, it was 20-6, but from what I gathered, Evans left a lot on the table. Like they was inside the red zone a couple of times and didn't finish it off. So
Right.
uh, APK offensively are gonna have to step up and show us, that they are really, who they claim to be. And
Right.
a lot of that, so I don't know. I think it's a combination of everything. You know, uh, they got to. I think APK really doesn't know what they want to do offensively. You know,
I mean, just talking with some of the boys, I think Nakai Martinez getting hurt Apopka, obviously, but I think it
without
hurt the offense more importantly because they plan on using him more at receiver.
no doubt.
In the punt return, like he changes the field, all of that kind of stuff. So like when you're able to have a short field and you only got to go 40 yards to score, is different, and they don't have those luxuries right now.
Especially APK because they got 40 yards, they're gonna smash you to the death. So all right, so now we got Okoye, who they've had almost like a 3 week,
A
and they're not
month
three.
feel like
Boy, we got to talk to our graphic guy because they're not 3-1, they're 3-0.
correct.
Unless he trying to tell us that that's what he thinks gonna happen this week or so.
He
But
he telling us about both of them. He telling
yeah,
us
yeah,
about a
yeah.
Apopka and a Corey.
Yeah, man. We got to have a word with Alan Thomas. He's the one that did this graphic, so we'll have a word with him. But anyway, man, uh, they've been off for 3 weeks, bro. Like
It's a
they've been
long
off,
time.
so that's a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see, how they do. I think they playing East whatever,
East
East
River,
not East River, East Ridge.
East
So
Ridge.
yeah, so they should
Okay.
they should beat the brakes off of them. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, but they definitely should beat the brakes off of East Ridge. So they should be 4-0 before they play West Orange, who is coming up with a big game against Boone. and a big game against Okoye. So because Okoye should be undefeated when they meet. So we'll see what West Orange does against Boone. Um, anything you got to say about either one of those teams?
No, we'll see what happens with Okoye being off so long. Looking at West Orange, I think they starting. Like I told you, I think they starting to hit a stride. I think that the strong point for this team are the receivers, and I think that they just go
Oh
bombs
no,
away with it.
you talking
That's
about
just
West
my
Orange?
opinion.
West Orange?
Yeah,
Oh no, the strong point of this team is the damn D line. It ain't even
I
close.
mean,
And the
yeah,
D
but I'm
and the
just saying,
defense.
man, you got to put up points to win games. So we look at Apopka. The strong point of Apopka is their defense, but we don't take they think they're serious contenders because they don't have enough offense.
Yeah, well,
When I look
we
at
gonna see.
West Orange, I do think that the D line is hands down the power position. But me being a skill player, I like I like them receivers out there. And you got 6'6", 6'5", one of the best slots in the area, if not the best slot in the area. You got Eddie at tight end. We just got too many options out there,
A
man.
lot of weapons, and quite frankly,
McDood could come
I just
over.
said,
Like, come on,
I
man.
just said, being honest, man, if the offense don't produce, it's a shame. Because like it's not you're not gonna ever have those kind of weapons. I don't really know what who's ever had those kind of weapons before. Really, I'm being totally honest.
Teams
So
would die to have Rocky, a 6'4" receiver, just
yeah, it's a lot of
because.
weapons. It's a lot of, but I got that McDoom and that Javen Robinson,
Javen come
and you
over
got
and get a snap
Anthony
or two.
Joseph. So you got a lot of a lot of guys like you said.
Yeah,
But you know
Mooney.
we'll see what happens when they actually play the game. Like honestly, the game that I'm looking for, and I think everybody is number 7, Osceola.
Yeah,
Osceola's gonna have to. They're gonna have to come. Osceola. I promise you,
that's the
they
game.
right. Yeah, that's the game. So I mean, it's going to be you got two good defense. They kind of mirror each other.
They do.
Osceola has a lot of weapons at wide receiver. West Orange has a lot of weapons. Osceola defense is strong. The secondary is strong. Same thing with West Orange. I really believe that game is going to come down to the quarterback play. It's going to and the play calling. I'm just call it what it is. It's going to come down to quarterback play and the play calling. You got Chad is a play caller for Osceola. Tobit is a play caller for West Orange. Whoever calls the best plays, that's probably going to win that game. It's just that simple.
I mean,
Unless
yeah,
the defense, it's really just that simple. They're gonna have to figure out ways to use their weapons because you ain't neither one of them gonna be able to line up like neither one of them ain't really played nobody other than the one game they lost. Both losses were against decent teams at that time.
right.
So but I like Osceola. They got a lot of weapons, a lot of weapons.
A
So
lot of them.
it's gonna be interesting. Like one of them is gonna win that district, and the other one's gonna probably make the playoffs. But they'll probably meet again until they both have to play Venice, which I don't know. I mean, I'm not thinking either one of them will
Yeah,
be able to
we'll,
produce.
we'll talk about that when it gets here. But yeah, with Osceola at 7, I think Osceola lost the first game of the season against Coco, if I'm not
Correct,
mistaken,
correct.
and
And
they
they
didn't
should have won
play,
that game. They
and they
should have won
didn't
that
play
game.
a game before that, so that was their first game.
They should have won that game. They
And
really
right,
even with
so
all that.
when I look at Osceola and I see him winning 69-0,
That's
63-0, I know they might not be playing the competition that everybody
they
wants them
treating a
to,
duck like a duck.
but they treating a duck like a duck and they doing what they supposed to. And I see them the last 2 or 3 games, I think they hitting the stride. So I like Osceola to continue to rise.
Oh no doubt.
But yeah, they at
And
7 right now.
in my opinion, Osceola honestly is way better than 17. That's
Correct.
just I mean, honestly, you could make an argument that Osceola could be a two team because they really are loaded. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I expect a lot out of those guys. To be totally honest, uh, number 6, the Joe High Tigers. They're gonna run they're gonna run the circuit. Even they off this week, but they're gonna run the
Yeah.
circuit. When the time comes. I don't expect them to lose anymore the rest of the year. That's another team that's loaded at wide receiver. Their defense is not as good as the other two defenses, but they're loaded on offensive, even with the quarterback and the running backs, and they're very loaded on offense.
Yeah, they got a 3-headed monster at receiver. Running back, Lil Cody, he gets it done. Calvez has been
I like the boy
playing.
from Oak Ridge too. The boy that
Yeah,
transferred
and the
over.
backup, yep, transfer from Oak Ridge. but Calvez has been playing out of this world at QB.
Yeah, no doubt.
Last week versus South Lake, he had a 65 yard touchdown run. He hit the corner and
Out of there.
out of there. He showed that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the state for sure. But when I look at Jones, the thing that puts them over the edge for me versus any other team is the offensive play calling. Like
Yeah, that's the best play
it's
caller in
just
the area.
yeah, it's just better. Like
Man,
Elijah is a great offensive play caller, and
he looks at what the defense is giving him,
and he
and he
takes it
adjusts.
and
Right.
he
He,
adjusts. And
he, he ain't just calling. He ain't just calling plays.
no,
Elijah is
he
not
ain't
just
just
out there
calling
calling
plays to
plays.
call plays. I've seen them go in with play A, and Elijah will see the defense, or he will notice what he wants to say. Check, 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 check. They switch the play, 65-yard touchdown.
Nah, I mean
I've
Elijah,
seen it,
man. I'm telling you, Elijah. He's the best play caller in the area. And if you're a
in my
receiver,
opinion.
in my opinion, and you're a receiver, you're gonna eat. Elijah's gonna throw that ball, and each one, like for him to have his receivers have the stats that they have, every last one of them probably averaging 80 yards a game, and probably 4, 5 touchdowns. That's tremendous. So
And
much respect to him.
little Cody still get his at
And the
running back.
running back still get his. So
Yeah.
yeah, but he get it. But but remember, he was with Steve Spurrier, so he
This is
get it.
true.
All right, so we got Lake Mary Rams. They moved up. Uh, you know, we could have left them. Honestly, left Jones where it is. But in good fairness to those boys, they undefeated.
Correct.
No one expected that out of them. Ultimately, it'll kind of play itself out when they play Seminole.
Yep.
I mean, when they play Seminole, hey, we'll know if they're for real or not. That's just the bottom line. What you got, shout out to Braylon Marshall. I think he has 11 offers now because he posted that he has 11 offers, which that is like my pet peeve with
Pet
any of these
peeve.
kids.
Don't tell them how many
Like,
you got.
yeah,
Make
like
them
that.
guess. Make them
Yeah,
wonder.
yeah, man. That's not for you to tell, because as
Yeah.
a coach, when they see that you talking about how many offers you got, then that makes them feel like you
They
really
just
don't want.
number 11.
Yeah, they making you feel like like you don't. You're more concerned about the offers,
Correct.
instead of like because like you knowing the numbers that you should appreciate every offer, just like it's the same. And but but that's a thing that was started by and I give a shout out to him, old Jordan, Ethan Pouncey, no Jordan Pouncey started that. Out
How
there.
many Jordan had when he said?
Man, he was like in the 30s. And I'm talking about he was counting things down, bro. And I was like, dang, but the only reason I didn't say nothing because I know Jordan Pouncey. Like, if you know him, like, he got the little, mustache now that goes up, and he
Uh-huh.
got wear the cowboy. He's always just been a good kid. Wow, he didn't mean nothing by it, but he started something. Like I'm talking about, he should have got a patent on it because he's the one that started that whole, this is how many offers I got thing. So
Mhm.
shout out to Braylon, and they have a lot more talent beside Braylon over there on that team. I'm
Yeah.
shocked that the more teams haven't took a look at the quarterback because I've been thinking he's one of the more better quarterbacks in the area for a long time. But he don't seem to get the love for whatever reason. He got the size, he got the arms. I just don't get it. But anyway, man.
Yeah, I
Next
like
up,
Gunner. Gunner,
ne-
Gunner Smith. I
yeah,
think Gunner's committed to USF if I'm not
he's
mistaken.
committed to USF. So, we'll see
Um,
how that goes because, Timmy's taking a lot of reps as a freshman. So
yes,
I
he
don't know if
is.
that's going to be something that he'll want to do. But all right, next up, Edgewater.
Edgewater.
We moved Edgewater down one. We could have left him up, to be honest. Really, uh, you know, one of the reasons that once again we kind of try to reward some of these teams at the this point in the season. If you're undefeated, you should move up a little bit because you've done, especially that to me that win Rockledge got against Deerfield Beach,
Big
6-0. That that says a lot. And if they win against Satellite, then they might just have one of those kind of defenses this year.
right.
Shout out to my boy T Gibson, uh, Gibscombe. He's the out there doing his thing with those boys. So big shout out to him, Tyrone. So all right. So with that being said, uh, next up, last not definitely not last on least, we talked about Rockledge Seminole. Them boys. We talked about them a lot. They really probably won't be tested again until they play Lake Mary. So we'll see what happens. What you think about that?
Yeah, I like Seminole. They were our number one team. They lost to Chaminade, so I think they dropped down the spot. They could have dropped to 3, but that was a good loss, so
Good
to
team.
speak.
That's a good team
Yeah,
and a good loss.
and so
A game they could have won too, so we didn't drop them, that
right,
much. And then
yeah,
last but certainly not least, number one team is
okay,
Coco. I mean, you could have made an argument that Coco could have been the number one team, even without that, just because of that they almost beat Venice. That
yeah.
says a lot because Venice is they're the number one team in the state, and they almost beat Venice at Venice. So that says a lot about them. So anything else you want to say about are you good?
Nah, we know Coco real. Coco started off as our number one team, and they dropped a spot or two once they did lose to Venice. But Coco's the real deal. I can't wait to see them Thursday versus Dr. Phillips. OJ said, the whole gambit of boys over there.
Malik, Victor
Malik,
Battle, the quarterback,
Victor,
yeah, all them
just
boys.
they loaded, man,
Yeah,
and I can't wait to see them.
Jamarion, all them
Swift,
boys.
yeah.
Yeah, so hey, so all right, well that's where you'll be on Thursday. Thursday I'll be at West Orange. Hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, make sure you email us or check us out. We do have the Elite 100 game, which those players will be announced not this Monday coming up, but the following Monday. Uh, and you know, and so we'll just go from there. So you know, those guys are going to be announced, which is going to be huge. Anything else you got to tell the people?
No, I got nothing else. That's it. It was a good show.
All right.
We'll see you all next week.
Next week. Oh, and please, 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 by all means,
Okay.
check us out on social media, Elite 100 Prospects on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and on YouTube. All right. Peace. All right, AJ. Hold it
All
down.
right, later.
Peace.